Hey, Marilyn, just a kind of a side question here. You say that they're chasing 5,200 Jewish votes. I'd be interested in your perspective on where you think the majority of those Jewish votes go, because I know in America, Jewish vote in America swings heavily Democrat, heavily to the left. And it's, as you're saying, the Christian Zionists that support heavily the right. And I was also going to ask you something else, and actually it might not be an appropriate conversation, but I like this idea about sitting in a religious setting with people you disagree with. Are you someone who kind of participates at synagogue? And if you do, are the people around you like-minded in this area, or are they more on the Zionist end? Or, I mean, like, if that's probably, mind my business is fine for that answer, but there's a couple of things I was wondering. Where do they vote, and what is it like at Temple with the mix of people and their views on Israel?
Right. So I think a growing number of Jews who would not call themselves anti-Zionist have become anti-war. So rather like the protests in Israel, they want the war to end. And maybe they imagine the future as a nicer kind of Zionism, but they do not imagine a state of all its people. Where do they vote? Jews have never been as unified a bloc as Christian Zionists are. Right. So we vote across the board. Your other question is the core of the story of my second book, Jewish Not Zionist.
Yeah.
For 6 years, I'm a reasonably observant Jew. And for 6 years, I tried to talk about the stories of Gaza, of my 4 years there, while being a member of a progressive synagogue. And the menace, the shunning, the lies, it was so bad that by the time I left, I had been diagnosed with what they used to call shell shock.
Right, PTSD.
In the sense of being under attack for, not quite PTSD, a variation of what they used to call shell shock, from being under attack weekly for 6 years. So my co-founder at Alternative Jewish Voices, Fred Albert, he and I now co-lead New Zealand's only independent worship space for Jews.
All right.
And we do that in order to know that no one else needs to be taken apart in a synagogue in order to explore their religion.
Interesting. And just to echo what I'm saying about America, though, here's some research. In the Times of Israel, 79% of US Jews voted Harris according to the largest preliminary exit poll. That's like 8 in 10. 8 in 10 Jews in America vote left. So you can see it's quite a significant size. Although they would have you believe that the Jewish vote belongs to the right. And that's what we were saying at the start of the show. Not that was our conversation, Marilyn, is that the right are very skilled at furthering a narrative that's not accurate, but it might have a tantamount of truth to it. Yes, there are some Jews who vote right, and they can spin that into, the real Jews all vote on the right sort of thing. So that's what the right worldwide seems to be quite skilled at.